Well, welcome to another Friday, Soup Friday, for all the Grand Meridian interns. Today we're going to have Vision Boost bone soup. Vision Boost is just what we call it, but it's really brighten the eyes from a traditional medicine standpoint. So brightening the eyes, oftentimes there's many mechanisms. So there's a few, but one of the ones that we should always prioritize and include, to be sure to include whatever formula we have, is nourishing the liver and kidneys. Predominantly the kidneys, which provide for the liver, and the liver open to the eyes. That's a very important part. And then there's another aspect to the formula or to this recipe, which is we're going to include herbs there that help clear heat, right? So this is actually deficiency heat. Oftentimes we clear it in the eyes. They go hand in hand. One address the root, one address the branch of the problem, right? The symptoms. So let's jump right into this formula. The first ingredient in this formula we have here is Sheng Di Huang, which nourishes the yin. It clears heat. Does two parts. One is the yin nourishing aspect of it, and also it clears the heat. That's also very helpful. It's included in this formula because actually Sheng Di Huang is actually sweet. It's nice. It tastes good. It's also nourishing. One can make an argument that we can also use Shi Jue Ming as well. Shi Jue Ming is blood nourishing, but it doesn't clear heat. But you really can't go wrong with either. In our formula, we happen to go with Sheng Di Huang, which is okay, which is great, which is not a problem. Let's talk about the next ingredient here, which is Gou Qi Zi. Gou Qi Zi, I would say, is probably one of the more common marquee herb in nourishing the kidneys. As a matter of fact, if you just ask your normal, older person what they know about Gou Qi Zi, goji berries, and they would tell you that it's good for the eyes. It's common knowledge. And the mechanism in Chinese medicine, it nourishes liver and kidney, yin and blood, and also essence. And I've talked about it earlier in previous formulas. It's very commonly used because it's a kidney tonic. But here in this formula is specifically good for that, for the eyes, because the kidney nourishes the liver, which opens to the eyes. And then, of course, you have essence, which is much needed for especially elderly folks as well. Let's look at the next ingredient here. We have is the Shi Jue Ming. This is the abalone shell, which may seem a little odd, but this actually gives it a nice little taste, little seafood taste, which is not a bad thing. I actually enjoy it. But the other thing also, it brightens the eyes by clearing heat, right? Because it clears the heat. I alluded to it earlier. We want to nourish, but we also want to clear the heat. So this is how it brightens the eyes, by clearing the heat. Okay, and this is a common ingredient. Give it a little bit of a seafood taste. It's not a bad thing. So we include it. The next ingredient here is Yan Rou. Yan Rou is nourishes blood, tonifies qi, right? Also calms the spirit, and not that you're treating insomnia here, but if that patient has yin deficiency and that results in insomnia, it's an extra added bonus. Yan Rou is oftentimes used in soups because it also tastes good as well. So not a lot, but enough there to give the soup a nice taste. It's nourishing, blood nourishing, qi tonifying. Is a win-win all around, and it's in the line with some of the other herbs that we have here. So what we have here is Yuzu. Yuzu is tonify yin, and it also nourishes stomach yin, nourishes lung yin. It's generally a yin tonic, so it's consistent with this formula. A big part of it is nourishing yin. Now some of you may say, hey, you know what, does it tonify kidney yin? It does not, but the Gou Qi Zi will also tonify yin. We have other herbs there that will nourish kidneys, so we got that part covered. But when we nourish kidney yin, which is important, we also want to have other herbs that address yin in other organ systems as well. So as a TCM practitioner, we want to be well-rounded. We're only not going to nourish liver and kidney yin, also other aspects, right? Stomach, in this case here, lungs, right? So we got that base cover as well. So you do it, of course. It tastes good. Like many herbs, many ingredients in these soups, they all taste good. The next one here we have is Da Zao. Da Zao is tonified qi and also nourishes blood, right? So the nourishing blood and yin aspect of Da Zao is actually very beneficial to this formula. It also is sweet. That also is that's also a winner. And people use this Da Zao in many soups for that reason, and it's consistent with this formula. So it's something that we like to include. All right, let's move on to the two, I guess, more specific ingredients that I would say that it's more specific to this type of formula, which and besides Gou Qi Zi, which I would say Gou Qi Zi you can use for other things as well. The next one is Rui Ren Rou. Okay, in the South we call it Yan Rou, but it's Rui Ren Rou, just different pronunciations, but they're the same thing. This herb actually specifically nourishes liver and kidney yin, okay, and blood. So it's very famous. Very, a lot of older folks use this to make porridge, just on this one ingredient alone, and has a long history and track record of nourishing the eyes. So we're including that in this soup, and people know it. They know this very well. That and Gou Qi Zi, they know very well. The next herb is Sha Yuan Zi. So if you learn in Sha Yuan Zi, when you learn it in school, it actually tonifies kidney yang. So you're like, whoa, hey, I thought we're talking about yin here. But in actuality, the function actually does nourish the yin as well, liver and kidney yin. And it's not inconsistent. I think in class we talked about herbs that tonify yang sometimes also can nourish yin. And then, the tonify yang category in Bensky is the artificial categorization. So it's not surprising that you have herbs that tonify yang but also nourish yin. And a good example of that would be like Tu Si Zi, right? You guys are okay. If you guys are okay with Tu Si Zi, you should be okay with Sha Yuan Zi. So Sha Yuan Zi is actually a very common ingredient that we use in formulas, and also in this soup recipe, is also good. Okay, the last one we have here is Yang Shen, is American ginseng. American ginseng is a qi tonic. It also clears heat, which is consistent with this theme, clearing heat, nourishing the yin, and it's a very good qi. It's a qi tonic as well. That's cooling. I wouldn't worry that this formula is too cooling, because you probably you are using it with bone soup, and the bones themselves are warming, so you could. It's not an issue. It will moderate any cold. It balances it out. It's very nice. So could we have gone with Yang Shen? Yes. Could we have gone Ren Shen? No, that's too warming. It doesn't taste good. But Yang Shen is a good choice. And if you think it's too cooling, you'd rather have Yang Shen. That's just as good. But me, preferably, I would use American ginseng Yang Shen. It clears heat, tonifies the qi. Like I would always say, you can always mix and match, make your own combination if you want. This happens to be a good combination. You know it works, you know it tastes good. And but for yourself, for your patients in the future, if you have patients that have that cannot have seafood, you can take out the abalone shell. You can throw in other stuff. So you can play around, mix and match. Okay, so that's this week's soup. I hope you enjoy it, and now you know the herbs that are in it. Okay, see you next time.